Howdy, everybody. I'm sitting down here in Riverside, just chilling in my van, and just noticed some things about nature. Basically, just uh, dwelling and thinking about life, and just thought I'd have a sit-down chat with you guys and see what's going on. You know, see what's going on in my head, more like. What you see here is pretty much we're looking at a beautiful river here, and this is pretty much what you would call slack tide. Slack tide means the tide stays dormant for a little while, meaning that it's not coming in or going out, and it's a beautiful thing right now. So I'm going to try and sit down right now, hopefully position myself properly so I can spew some random thoughts. Let me move this just a little closer, just in case you have a hard time hearing me with the road noise. So it's weird. Here's a jet. Always a freaking aircraft. Some type of jet off in the distance. But, there's two ways I can look at that, right? I can be pissed because there's a aircraft in the air, or I could be very happy. My glass could be half full because we have military presence around us that could, protect us in time of need. So, it's all your perspective on life. What is your perspective on life? And I've been out here early this morning. It looked very, very gloomy earlier, and we've had a lot of that, a lot of gloom and doom lately. And it's just so weird. I've been watching so many videos. How can I say this? When I come Riverside, I've said this before. It's my tranquility zone, but I like to try and make my time down here valuable. I like to try and learn new things on YouTube, how I can improve my YouTube channel, how I can improve my life, learn things about the outdoors. YouTube's like Webster Dictionary, basically, but you get to see it in video. You get to learn the good and the bad. There's going to be a watercraft coming by here for your. I always like throwing a little something extra here for you. This guy's he's actually appears to be a bang. We're in a minimal wake zone right here. So let's see if you can see him. There you go. There he is. Peace, my brother. You're on video. Shelby and Tackle Outdoors. But in all seriousness, getting back on point, there's a real famous individual, socialite, you want to call him, or maybe socialite may not even be a good word for that, but there's a dude named Gary Vaynerchuk, something like that, Vaynerchuk, something like that. Maybe that was a kicker, I don't know. But he's funny because he just talks in his own lingo, and he doesn't filter anything, and but he makes very good points. So I haven't really watched him in a long time. I actually bought his book a while back, a couple years ago. Trying to remember the title. I know it was something like right hook, right hook, right hook, left jab, or something like that. I know it was a boxing reference, but basically, his title, when I read his book, which I don't even think I own anymore. I lent it to a friend. He may have given it back to me. It could just be one of those things in my storage unit. But he's very knowledgeable, and it's so simplistic the way he explains things to you, that he just tell you, like, just hang up, quit. Like, he was doing basically, like, people were chiming in with videos and like going live, and he just like, hang up, just most of these people weren't using like this for the most part. This was like about Instagram, which I don't do. So like, may I may explore that, but it was just so cool the way he just told people like, you're doing everything wrong. Just hang up. Don't even finish with me. Go live 1 hour on Instagram, and you know, because people were trying to sell different products or their services, what have you. But now that the weather's getting better, I just started thinking about like my personal my personal demeanor, how I feel when weather is crappy and how it sucks, and you know, like I'm not trying to be Gary Vee. There's actually there's a local business person in this area that has tried to be Gary Vee. It's almost like it's to me it's funny, but I just they can do they've done okay. They've done pretty well, probably better than me financially, but it's just funny. It's just like just I feel just be yourself, man. Just be yourself, you know. Uh, but like now, like as I'm talking, like the sun is coming, shining down on me. Uh, not, it's not, I'm not an idiot. I know that it's not like God's like blessing me right now and shining. Here comes another watercraft. I always love seeing these in videos because this is what I get to see for free all day long. So let's see, this looks like perhaps a little fishing vessel. There you go. There's another one. Isn't that a thing of beauty? That's why I come down here daily. And I've yet to see anybody catch a fish, but we're going to work on that. But I even thought this morning, I happened to see my fishing rod that has one little soft bait on there. I said, maybe I'll throw wet a line, but I just know I've never seen anybody catch here, so I really don't like wasting time. But the so getting back to the weather, like I feel like weather is a correlation to my disposition. When things are looking crappy, I feel crappy. You know, but, when I come down here and the weather is beautiful, right now, like literally, when I talk about slack tide, that means the water's dormant, nothing's happening. Um, I like to correlate that as like that's your baseline in life. You know what I mean? So let's say if high tide is coming in, that's when the fish are coming in or whatever. But when the tide's going out, that's when things get gloomy. Or if the water's, uh, it just, to me, I just feel it's symbiotic to my demeanor. I probably originally had a better point than I'm trying to make right now. I knew there was a message there somewhat, but, it's, life's not always going to be a smooth, easy road. I guess that's where I'm trying to get to. So, you're going to have your bumps and bruises. You're going to have your storms, your rain showers, and just look at life as this. Even though I don't always look at it like this is stupid because I'm preaching to you something I don't always practice. But, just today was a really good revelation. But you always hear the phrase, the calm before the storm. Let me tell you, after a storm, the weather gets beautiful. Your life can get beautiful after a storm. You know, it, is it always going to be 100% like when I talk about a storm, it could be a financial storm, uh, a relationship, whatever it is. But literally, like I woke up still angry today because of the weather was so bad. My van barely runs because something during these violent rainstorms I get causes my van to only run on 7 cylinders, runs very rough. When I add a fuel additive to it, it usually takes about a day and a half, 2 days to rectify. It could take longer now because uh, when I did that in the past, I would run the van all night long, but that's irrelevant to my point here. It's just like, as I'm thinking here what to say, I'm hearing the birds chirp. Hope you can hear that. Earlier, I heard something very unusual that I'd never heard here before. That's why I like to connect myself with nature, because uh, I heard something that almost sounded like a bullfrog. Then it sounded to me like what I've heard on videos. Never really heard it in person, even though I've seen many alligators in person. But it almost sounded like alligator uh, communication, or whatever they do. They vocalize, and then it was too loud to be like a squirrel bark or anything like that. But it's cool that like you can like, I know I'm going to sound redundant and like a broken record, but nature can soothe your soul. It can give you a time of reflection, hopefully a little bit of clarity. Uh, and like, I literally just get by day to day. I fly by the seat of my pants, and but just seeing, it was so funny. I was contemplating doing this video earlier, like literally like 15, 20 minutes earlier, and directly in line with my driver's door, which is facing Riverside. Uh, I, I, I did not do that, and all of a sudden I hear this. Some big fish just made a big splash and landed like probably 15 yards from me. And I've been trying to capture that on film for a long time. So I get frustrated. It's hard. One of these days, I'm going to get you guys a fish jumping on film, or hopefully a couple quality fish, whether it be a mullet or a striped bass or whatever it is. But you know, I this is weird. This is so weird because it just dawned on me what I want to say. Like, obviously, most of you guys that have been around for a while know that I've been struggling. I try and deal with it and just roll with it. It's all I can do, because the other option is probably not the greatest. It all depends, what your mindset is at the time. But I'm thinking about three of my close friends, and we're all going through different things. Seriously, we literally, actually, make that include four. We're all going through different drama. I hate to say the word drama, but crisis, I guess, is a better word. But the crisis is relative, right? You know, if if I lost $10, but that was my only $10 in my life, the last $10 in my life, that would be a big deal. That's, to me, is a crisis. So now you have to find a way to live, or figure out what you're going to do. But if I lost $10 and I had 100,000 in the bank, that's not a crisis. It's not a big deal. If I lost a family member, that's probably going to be a big deal. If you lost a family member, that's probably going to be a big deal. If you're going through a relationship problem, where you're separating permanently, something like that, that's a problem. I'm not saying it's a problem. It's obviously an area of concern. I don't even like using the word problem. Problem sounds evil and directed towards one individual, but it's an area of concern, obviously. Uh, then I have another friend that's going through a lot of medical issues and stuff like that. Then I have another friend who is there's another aircraft. I don't know if you can hear that yet. I have another friend who's going through some kind of estate problems with his family, and he's trying to do the right thing, and it's it's kind of awkward and discomforting situation for him. Every time he feels like he's headed in the right direction, sees the light at the end of the tunnel, things are changing for him. But what I'm going to tell you today, right now we're at slack tide. It means life is smooth currently, right now. But I can tell you, tides are always going to change. Tides in life are always going to change. So you just have to brace and buckle up for those times. Uh, it's not always going to be a smooth ride, like I've told you. I mean, like, damn, if anybody can tell you about uncomfortable, unsmooth rides, I'm probably near the top of the list. But just know it's not going to be forever. It's not going to last forever. You just have to keep rolling with it. Uh, you, you may be saying like, what if, what if I had a stroke, or yeah, those things. Yeah, that I, I'm with you. I feel you on that. But with that being said, this is just a Taco Tuesday Riverside chat, and man, it's so nice to see the wind has calmed down. The birds have started chirping. It's funny, like I want to do more research on squirrels because I love my squirrels, and I only saw one today, and it's weird. Like it seems like they almost need perfect conditions for them to come out, which I feel like right now is probably perfect conditions. But I'm kind of like in between their their happy zone. So maybe if I get packed up and get in the van and oh, there, it's so funny as I say that. There's one over there. That's Chief Whitebelly. Daggone it. Chief, what's up, my man? So yeah, so just like I said, they want me to get back in the van so they can get back to their normal lifestyle. So that's all you got to do is just get back in the saddle, resume your normal lifestyle, stay positive. Despite the negativities, they're always going to come. Life's never going to be a smooth road. Just let that be a G Money lesson.